Oh, good. You're back again for a little more. So now, a little more vigorous practice here. We'll see how I'll do. My plan was to do something a little more vigorous for legs and just bring up a lot of energy, but I did not sleep at all last night, so we'll see how this goes. So this is my idea for a morning practice that is a little more vigorous. So we'll start centering, but standing up. You might have done the previous warm-up or any of the previous warm-ups to this. So we'll start on our feet. So close your eyes and begin to find your dirga breath. Belly, rib cage, and chest expanding as you breathe in. You can use that ujjayi breath as well, so your ocean sounding breath. Two more full dirga breaths with an ujjayi. One more, and feel that you're really noticing how you're being grounded while you're standing here breathing those dirga breaths. So focus a little bit on your feet, the soles of your feet and your legs. Maybe you're sending down roots into the earth through the feet. You can think of the root chakra as well. Connecting with earth. If you have a possibility to do this outside, for instance, you can make sure you're barefoot and getting your earth connection that way. But if you're inside and on your yoga mat or on the floor, still visualize that you're connecting with earth. Even if you're inside, you can just visualize the roots sort of plowing down through the mat, through the floor, through the foundation, and deeper into the ground. And then we'll do sun breaths. Inhale, swiping your arms up overhead, and exhale. Two more. Inhale. And again. Great. And empty coat sleeves. You're going to start this movement from your core. And when you do this, you can use a hara breath or with a vocalization on it. Ha, ha, ha. So continue like that. And don't forget to lift up that heel that you're turning away from. We'll do this a little bit longer. Let your arms just hang. And they might begin to kind of flap around and patting yourself on the opposite shoulder. Make sure you don't have any loose rings or bracelets or things that go flying off. It's a good way to start the day. Now, if you have shoulder injuries, this might not be quite possible to do so vigorous because it could, it's a little more banded here in the shoulder. So brace yourself if you need to do that. Still twisting is good. So it could look something like this instead, that you're actually controlling the movement. But otherwise, just do a couple of more. The movement starts with the core. And now we're going to stop it from the center. Don't kill the movement in your arms. Let the arms swing until they are done. And then close your eyes and enjoy that kind of vibration, that buzz that comes with that. Feel the tingling in your arms. And now on both feet, you'll feel more grounded again. Both soles of the feet are down. Slowly open your eyes for the sun breath. Inhale, swiping the arms up overhead. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, deep bend. Good. And then put your elbows on your knees and bounce up and down a couple of times. Open up. really grounded feet. Come to a jackknife here. I'll show from the side. So you're in a flat back, and we'll do a twist. So put your right hand down in the floor and left arm going up. And then switch side. Okay, and then switch from side to side a couple of times. You don't have to touch the floor if it doesn't work. It could be a little higher up or put a block underneath. Good. Hang over your right leg and reach for the ankle or the foot. Switch side. And then hop your legs together and we're going to roll up. Great. Come up to standing, switch over to your right foot and lift your left and circle around, finding your balance here. Switch direction. Good. And then we're going to swing the leg behind and in front. Try to find or keep your balance. Good. When the leg goes back, dive down, touch the floor. Just briefly, only to come up again. And then do that again. In front and behind. Touching the floor. Coming up. Don't set down the foot until about now. So you're deciding to do it. All right, stand on your left and circle around. It could be a small movement to loosen up the hip, or if you have the ability now to do some bigger movements, do that. Switch direction. Good, so this helps to get that, kind of forces the foot to get grounded, the one you're standing on, and then we're going to swing the leg in front and behind a couple of times. And then really mess with your balance. Dive down, touch the floor, hold your balance, like don't lose it. Swing and behind, touch the floor and come up, find your balance. So it's all about like gathering into the core again and not lose that balance. Set your foot down. Great. So let's do a couple of lunges here. Actually a bunch. I'm going to turn to your right. And we're gonna, instead of going to warrior one, but it's kind of the warrior one stance, you have your feet hip widths apart, but a long distance, right? So now we're gonna bend the back leg and go down and up, down and up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can we do 8 more? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, arms going down, 3, 2, and 1. All right, you can turn around or switch foot. Do the same thing on the other leg. So long stance, a warrior one stance, but we're gonna bend that back knee. 16, if possible. So also, make sure you're not clenching the front toes there. Let yourself brace, you know, if we're not moving forward with the ball of the foot, the toes are actually relaxed. Down, up, 7, 6, 2, and 1. Whoops, that's our first 8 going on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Turn back to the first side there. Your right leg forward. And now you're gonna keep the leg a little bit bent in the back first, and then draw your tailbone down. Engage your core and slowly extend that back leg. Don't set down the heel. I do warrior one with the heel up to have a clear difference between warrior one and warrior two. So your hips are squared off here. Long back leg. Press up that hamstring. You know, it wants to go down a little bit, so keep pressing it up and instead go a little deeper here. Roll your shoulders back and bring your arms up to where you want. Okay. We'll hold it here, looking for some awesome qualities, some positive qualities. You can deepen into a little bit more of a back bend as long as you're elongating the spine. Breathe. Slowly bring your arms down. And we'll morph this into a warrior two. So now set the heel down and arms out. But you can actually do this first. Just go up and down and make sure that this length or angle feels right for your body. And then arms up again and gaze forward. Shoulders down. Hold that. Again, find positive qualities. Okay, now let's twist the arms here. Twist, 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 twist. Trust your strength in your legs, mainly this one. Good, smile, feel good about the work. Bring the arms down, good. And then slowly extend the leg. We'll do Trikonasana while we're here on this side too. Sometimes this length, the stance is a little too large maybe. So if you want to hop in a little bit, do that. Tick-tock in your hips. So when you do Trikonasana, it's not like you're bending your back sideways. It's really tilting the hips that starts that, tipping over. So drop your right hip down inward, right? Pop it down, and your left hip up. And then keep your spinal column fairly, straight, as straight as you can, reaching up through the top of the head, and then really press down that right hip. But also engage the quad, if you can, so that you're not solely just hanging back in that knee joint. And the obliques are working. And hold it. So you're not hanging on the floor or the leg. Two free arms, like one long arm. And pulsate up a little bit. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down. Then hold it still just a moment. Unless you come out, that's fine. Just make sure you feel good about what you're doing. Don't push yourself too much. Slowly coming up. Should feel the obliques gripping to help you up. So the other direction. Let's see, we start with the warrior one, right? Almost forget. Warrior one, a hold, okay? So still feet hip widths apart. You can start with a little bit of a bent back leg just to draw the tailbone down and then slowly extend. Good. Heel, most likely, will not go down to the floor if the feet are parallel. That long Achilles tendon is quite sort of rare. So most likely your heel is up a bit in the air. So the feet are still, the toes are pointing forward, the heels are pointing straight back. Good, we'll hold it here. Relax shoulders. Make sure you're not gripping with the toes too much. You can even try lifting them up like that in the front. Lift up your toes and then relax them down. Keep pressing that hamstring up and maybe instead sinking down on that front leg. breathe. Looking for awesome qualities here. And then slowly bring down the arms, and we're going to shift to warrior two. So now the heel does come down and you have a slight angle forward. The toes do not point backwards, they point a little bit with you in that forward direction. Down and up here, just to find the depth. Doing good. I hope you're doing good. Good. And then arms up again. You can do this twisting motion again while we're here. So, and I'm twisting all the way up in the shoulder, just getting a little bit of arm work at the same time. Maybe it serves a little bit like a distraction for this work, but I don't want you to forget about it completely. Like, feel that this is positive, good, strengthening work. You know, accumulating a lot of good energy. You can move it from here, from your thigh, into here, and give it away. Good. Making your warrior bold and happy. Good. And hold it still for a moment. Maybe finding a little more depth. You should feel something. I hope. Breathing. And you know, even if I don't say so, if you know some of the pranayams that you like, Parvati or Strika, and if you're doing that when you practice this, go ahead. If you know the routine, you can even turn the sound down, put your own music, and really go for your pranayams, and just follow the visual cues. Good. Slowly extend. Because if you do this practice a bunch of times as a vigorous leg practice, you don't need to hear me say it every time. You can just watch. All right, we're going to tick-tock the hips. If the stance is not too large again, hop in a little bit, make it just a little bit more closer. Good. Remember, it's the hips. Good. And it's the same angle on the back foot as in your warrior two. Virabhadrasana Dvi. So now, really press down your left hip. Remember, spine is straight and tall. And you're just sort of tipping over. Good. We're not hanging on the leg. Just all these reminders. Good. And we'll lift up a little bit. And down. And up. And down. And up. And down. And you don't have to go deep. You know, if this feels is hurting somewhere in the back, do a much higher up, a little more shallow pose there. Great. And then hold it still for a moment. Remember to not feel any, make sure you don't feel any bad or discomfort in your knee joint here. Then rather come up a little higher or have a smaller stance. We're lifting all the way up now. Good. Turn your feet parallel and hang all the way over. You can just flop over. And rolling up. Great. You can bend your left leg and step together, or if you like, hop together. Good. Take a moment with your feet hip widths apart. Chin level with the floor, like an easy, light Tadasana maybe. No effort, just sort of striking that pose where you're standing in a neutral but ready position. But then pull your shoulder blades together, open up your chest a bit so that your palm starts turning a little bit forward. That's a nice way to check that you're actually really nicely open over the chest. That'll help you breathe a fuller Dirga breath. So do that now. Take your Dirga breath where you focus on belly, rib cage, and chest, those three parts. Two more Dirga breaths. And smile. One more. It should feel really good to focus on the breath here. Or just cherish that you take the time to tune into your breath and your body this way. Great. So, what was I thinking? A little balancing sequence. We're going to do a longer hold in a bit of goddess pose or victory squat, same pose, but we'll rest the legs a little bit before we go into a longer hold of that. So maybe we'll start with a vrikshasana right now, your tree pose, and then we'll morph that in a couple of other balancing poses. So stand on your right leg and get grounded and begin to bring the leg up to where you want it. If you want it lower down here, or if you want to hold on to something, a wall, or holding onto a table or a chair, or even a cane if you need. If the balance is a struggle. When you bring the leg higher up, don't put it right on the knee, on the inside of the knee joint. Rather help it up with your hand higher up, okay? Push the foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot, and we'll hold it here. Relax shoulders down. You can move your arms into any expression you want, overhead, out to the side, behind your back, asymmetrical, whatever you want. Great. We'll try to morph this now without setting down the foot. Gently hook it off or release it. Whee! I mustn't touch the floor. And we'll do warrior 3. So remain grounded in your right leg, your foot there, and lift the leg up behind you. Great. Or if you want to do any other pose that makes more sense to you right now, well, that works. Good. Or bring the leg back to crane. So gather in towards your center. Great. Finding that quality of balance. Whee! And put the foot down. Great. Shake out the leg you stood on. So, other side, tree, however high you want it. Again, use any balancing aid that you need to hold on to. Good. And we'll put the foot low or a little higher. And then just notice, you might have one side that's a little more wobbly. And there's nothing wrong by, using a prop. It's really good if you have, something nearby, because you just gain confidence that way. You might just use a fingertip on the wall or a chair, and that's all you need. And then you'll see how easy it is to let go from there once you get it. Good. And breathe. Bring your arms to any expression you want. And if you have had ankle instability or foot surgery, foot injuries or anything, it takes a while to regain that balance. And I recommend balance work every day if you can. It doesn't, you can do it anywhere you want. You can do it while you're chatting with your coworkers. You can do this. All right, we'll morph it into warrior 3. So release that foot. See if you can release it without touching it with your hand and catch it, kind of like that. Great. Ground it into your core, ground it into the foot, and we'll morph that. Just take flight. You have to fire up your glute here. That's really what's helping. Lift that leg back up there in Virabhadrasana. 3. La-da-da. Good. Leg straight back. You should also feel it in your back muscles and your shoulder blades pulling together. So this feels like a strong pose. Also that back leg, don't let it be like limp and wobbly. You have to press out through the heel, to engage the whole leg. Bring it back in to crane, home pose. Feeling really connected to your center. Great. Slowly bring that foot down. Excellent. Stand wide, circle it out, switch direction, sit down a little deeper and do an 8. You can do it slow. You're also rolling over your feet here, which is great. So an 8 or infinity sign. And free up your arms. Now slow it down and find the opposite direction. It feels a little more awkward. But you can find it if you slow down. And do tick-tock, side to side. Good. And then a deep bend and a sun breath, arms going up. Exhale. One more time. Down and up. Just arms up, interlace, tilt over to one side. And coming up, other side. Great. All right. So a little bit of martial arts inspired kicks. If you turn to your right, let me have a sip of water. Go ahead, you two. So, turn to your right. It's almost like that lunge pose. You come from this with the foot heel down and pivot up onto the ball of the foot. The heel is up and it's parallel. So that's the stance. But I'm going to show it from the side so you see how we sort of snap the leg out. So that's the pose where you're going to kick from, but when you come down, I want you to land here again. So it's a little bit of a shallow warrior 2 pose, where you pose. Shallow is what I mean when you just made it not so wide. It's a stance like that. So your drop line, your weight line goes straight down, split between your feet. But now pivot up to the ball of the foot. Just practice that 2 times. 1, hit with your hip. 2. Okay, now we're going to launch the leg. So when you come around here, you're going to, boom, bring that leg forward. Pretend there's a sandbag or something over there. You can aim for it, you can look at it, and boom, give it a kick. We'll do 8 of those. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, try the other side. So, same thing here. It's like a warrior 2, but a little smaller stance. Drop line goes straight down here. You turn and thrust with that hip. So there's some power in your hip. Good. And then we're going to do 8 kicks, just like that. And then we're going to switch again. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, turn around again. So, if you want, you can count in Japanese. Why don't I do that? Then we'll do 10. That's what I'm used to. So, you ready? And obviously, we're trying to find between the kicks. You're practicing at getting really good at finding your balance again. Just as steady as you are in your warrior 2, you almost want to be that steady in between. Smaller stance so that you can be ready to throw that kick out again. All right, I gotta catch my breath. Okay, 10 of them. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, rook, chich, hach, ka, ja. Other side. Good. Be ready? And remember, try to catch your balance in between. Okay. Ich, It's ich, ni, san, chi, go, ruk, chich, hach, go, jar. Yeah, the last one, if you want. All right, now we're getting ready for a longer hold of goddess pose. So catch your breath, have a sip of water if you want. It's a little more vigorous when you're talking too, so I just gotta catch my breath. So you can circle a little bit again if you want. Good. And feet at an angle where you're not sort of wrenching your toes further than your knees can follow. Like you see that my knee goes inside of the foot, that's not great for your knee. So toe and knee needs to be able to have the same angle, and that resonates up in your hip as well, right? So you're not torquing any of these joints. All right, let's just go down and up a little bit. See if I can time this also. I did a shorter video just a little while back, actually in honor of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, as a goddess pose, as the goddess that she has been for us. So if you just want to do that power pose, there's like a 15-minute video of that. But this is the full, like a full vigorous practice. Okay, so bring your arms up and sit down. Good. So find a depth that you're willing to hold for a bit, and it can change a little bit. So now I'm going to come to stillness though. Good. And I do want you to find that you're breathing, and that certainly you're not hurting right away, hip, knee, feet, or anything like that. Pull the shoulder blades together. So then come up much higher, you know, and see if there's a, keep holding, if you're swaying your back too much, or if you're working too hard to drop the tailbone down. Find that golden middle. Okay, we're holding. So in a little bit, we're going to use Eli's Kapalabhati, pranayam, vigorous pranayam. If that makes you lightheaded, of course, stop. Kapalabhati is also not for anybody with high blood pressure, but you might not have joined into this practice with high blood pressure either. But just so you know, if you're doing this now and you have high blood pressure, skip Kapalabhati, okay? And while we're holding, you can do little micro movements. As you can see, I'm not super deep yet. My plan is to see if we, instead of feeling that we're getting more and more tired, that the body is sort of getting used to it and opening up and deeper, deeper down into the pose is maybe a possibility. Notice what's present. And softly move shoulders or head. But still keep your shoulder blades together and elbows about the height of your shoulders. Now, if this takes too much effort now, you can release the arms and bring all your mental focus, capacity, and sort of cheering on to the legs instead. Making sure you're breathing. Some micro movements. A little bigger if you want. Once you release the arms for a little bit, maybe they come back. All right, let's start some Kapalabhati. So it's a belly pumping breath, forceful exhalation, passive inhale. Try not to shrug your shoulders up when you do it. It's basically just this belly contracting and expanding as it releases. I'm exaggerating the sound a little bit so you can hear it. Keep doing that if you like, or release it, take a pause from that. Good, maybe little micro movements. Good. We're over 3.5 minutes. So dance a little bit, soften that a little bit. Whee! You can do it. If you are living in the moment right now, you know that you're strong enough to hold it here. You're strong enough to hold it here. You're strong enough to hold it here. Good. Take the energy in your legs, move it into your solar plexus, and let that fuel your positive intentions for a better world, better society, healthy, beautiful, wholesome planet, whatever your intentions are in your practice or in your life. You know, let this be part of finding the strength for that. It's like a warrior pose. Good warrior. Good. All right. It's almost 5 minutes soon, in a couple of, in a little bit. Good, so try Kapalabhati again. Good. Keep doing that, or relax your arms, anything you want. See what time we have now. We've definitely done it 5 minutes, so it's not so bad. Good, go a little deeper. In the shorter video, I think I'm holding it for 6.5 minutes, and it's more with the warm-up because there's a lot of sort of squatting down previously to that. Now I want you to pay attention to, is it painful anywhere? Just stop for today and come back another day. Keep doing things that makes it feel easy. Smiling, see, I'm smiling a lot because I kind of like it. It feels good. Certainly going to feel it, in 2 days. Great. Breathe. Release your toes a little bit if you're gripping with the toes. You're doing great. Great, great, great. Very good. So that was 6 minutes. So we'll do a little bit more if you're okay. Otherwise, come out now. And if you need to come out, just sort of be with that release, Don't move too much. Just come up to standing, or maybe come back down and join me for a little bit longer after a rest. Good, so you can be part of the release. But feel free to come all the way up and back in again. Good. Think happy thoughts. And live in the moment. You're fine. Fine. If you're just tired, you're fine. Okay? You might feel the heat, a little bit of tensioning up. Good. 32. 7 minutes. Okay. I'm going for 30 more seconds if you want. So lots of micro movements now, breathing and sighing out. Do anything you want, or go a little deeper. It'll be interesting to come up, okay? Soften your eyes. Try to not create maybe you have a smile, but don't sort of frown or try to be relaxed in the neck. Soften, soften. Breathe. I'll be quiet for the last 15 seconds so you can feel what's going on. Great. Good. So notice what you notice. This is 7 minutes. Notice what it feels like energy-wise. Stay present with that. Do not judge. Be in the moment. Slowly extend your legs. walk them in just a tiny tad for a little more ease. And then relax. Keep a steady gaze downward in the floor so that you're not, if you're feeling faint or anything, don't close your eyes. Unless it feels totally good. And just watch that release. Let the energy accumulated in your quads rise up into your center and spread out all the way up into your head, top of the crown, out through your arms, down through your feet, connecting to earth. Let yourself expand. There's so much energy inside you right now that you can really let that expand. You are so much larger than just your physical body. So enjoy that you're kind of glowing and radiating. Put your hands by the sides of your hips or thighs, for instance, and then try to feel. Move into your pranamaya kosha, your prana body, and see if you can feel the energy between your hands and the thighs. If you start to feel a little something, you can bounce it up a little bit. And then give yourself freedom to completely feel that energy and see if the arms wants to float away from the body a little bit. Let that prana expand. And certainly find your dirga breath again. Belly, rib cage, and chest. Good. And then slowly turn your palms upward and let them move up slowly to almost shoulder height or shoulder height. And give away some of this excess heat or energy into the world. Just offer up some of your good, beautiful energy. And for your effort, you can receive back as well what you need. Maybe you want to lift your heart up and let the universe just offer up to you what you need. And slowly bring your hands down and just continue to receive there, but relax more. Great. And then slowly walk your feet in a little bit more. Good. We're gonna roll down. So where you're standing, bow your chin to your chest and begin to roll down. You might enjoy pulling yourself in towards the legs here. Do that. And then soften your knees and roll up again. We'll do it one more time. Good. Chin to your chest again. Rolling down. Pull yourself into your legs if you like. And then put your hands in the floor and slowly come down. Let's try just the diamond pose first. Sitting like this if possible. Modify if you need. So even now, there might be a stretch here for you. We're going to take it a little deeper in just a moment. If this is where you need to stay and make yourself comfortable, stay here. Otherwise, I'm going to guide you to a little bit deeper quad stretch. I like to have a blanket underneath my knee, one of the knees. Step forward. Let's see, I'll do the right leg forward first. So left knee on your blanket or a cushion or something, and sink down here. Good. So hips close, letting the hips sink down to the ground. And rock a few times maybe, if you like, just to sort of see if there's any kinks that can pop out or something. Good, and then we'll stay here. So now, if this is an intense stretch for you, you might want to stay here. We're going to try to bring the ankle up and grab hold of it. Maybe you can grab hold of it just like that, or maybe you want to walk around and hinge your hips back, grab hold of the ankle, and then re-hinge forward, and then move your block onto the other side again. Good, so here, the hip sinking down will be your sort of main point, and then if that works, feeling yummy and delicious, then you bring in the heel towards the glute. Good. So you can do, if you want here, you can have your same hand, same leg. I have my left leg up and my left hand. If you'd rather do the opposite for fun, you can do that. Or you can do both. Hands on the foot just stretching now. Make it feel really yummy and delicious. You've earned it, you deserve it. And again, don't overstretch. Like, your body should want to be where you put it, and then you let your body invite you to go a little further if it wants to, okay? My motto is really yummy and delicious. I want it to feel like, feels so good. Great. We'll slowly release. Great. If you want now, either you can transition to the other side, or just maybe do a towards the split if you want, since you're here. Good. You can always hold longer if you like and stagger a little bit with what I'm doing, but I'm going to switch sides so that we make sure you get that quad stretch in after all that leg work for the quads. So, rock it out a couple of times. You're doing great. I hope you know that. Good. It's just important to do the practice, and it's just a practice. There's no end results that you have to reach. It should feel good what you're doing. Otherwise, you won't long to get back on the mat, or to your practice, whether you're on a mat, actual mat, or outside in the grass, or wherever you are. So either walk around to get hold of that leg, or lift it up if that works. Okay. Good. Try to relax your eyes, your shoulders. Be in the moment, just as much here in this stretch as, with that vigorous squat or the kicks, or you're really present when you do something vigorous, but make your stretches just as interesting. And that doesn't mean they have to be excruciating. You can seek out those positive qualities that you enjoy, that you can luxuriate in, and yet make it interesting enough, like challenging enough / interesting enough for you to be able to stay present. If it's just like nothing much, you'll start thinking about something else. Good, so wherever you want your arms. And enjoy all that energy and heat that you created now. You're going to enjoy it the rest of the day. I'm kind of thinking this is a day practice, but it could be a morning practice, but it could be an evening practice. But then I recommend you do a lot of sort of forward bending at the end so that you will be able to sleep. Good. So take the opportunity, if you want, to slide forward into towards the split. It could be up here, like that hamstring stretch where you work your flat back instead. But if you're really warm now, which you might be, it's a great opportunity to maybe enjoy a split of a kind. It doesn't have to be a full split. I'm certainly not in a full split. Relax shoulders. Nice. Good. And then slowly come up. All right. You deserve to lie down as well. So down on your back, put blocks or a blanket or a cushion or something underneath your thighs maybe, so that you're letting your lower back sink into the floor. So kind of like that. Or if your lower back needs something a little more, keep your knees bent and droop your knees together. Or if you're all right with a regular Shavasana pose, corpse pose, take that pose. We'll take at least 5 minutes where you are just resting. Good. Relax your eyes. Soften your jaw. And shift pose if you need to. It could be any other pose. And maybe you're sitting up against a wall also, that's fine. If you are struggling with a cough or anything like that, do your relaxation seated, lean up against a wall. So stay present now in what you're feeling first in your physical body. Let the muscles relax, all those big muscles that you know the name of, maybe particularly your quads right now, you might have sensation there. So dive into that sensation and cue yourself, or take my cue to relax your quads, your legs, your hamstrings, your glutes, calves. Relax the soles of your feet as well. And then move back up again, relax your lower back, relax your abdominal muscles. Relax across the chest, relax the shoulders, the neck, the arms, all the way down from upper arm, lower arm, and out into the palms of your hands. Relax. Soften your eyes some more. Let your eyes soften so that you're opening up to an inward gazing, like looking inward and leaving room for a little insight for a moment. Notice your breath now might be very subtle. Good. And I'll chant, I think I'll chant the Gayatri for you while you relax for just a few more minutes. Let just that move through you. Take a moment to notice your different layers, your koshas. Notice your pranamaya kosha, what your energy body feels like right now. If you are connected to energy somewhere in your body, or maybe all around you, at a certain distance, a little bit beyond the surface of your skin. And enjoy that, whatever you're noticing. Notice how you're feeling maybe right now. And notice the quality of your mind. And then notice your physical body, what it feels like right now. And maybe enjoying that sensation of that the boundaries between these layers are a little more sort of blurred out and faded, and that it feels more whole and together. To whatever degree you notice that right now, enjoy that. Give yourself some credit for taking this time for yourself, for your practice. You can stay lying down if you want, or you can come up to seated and take a moment to find some positive intentions. I usually also here ground down into the earth. So from a seated position, it's easy to send the roots down, and if you're lying down, do it from your sacrum. So roots plowing down into the earth, making connection. And when you feel that Mother Earth connection, offer up your love and gratitude. Offer up your talents, your willpower, your strengths, your intentions for her to serve, give back, as we're given everything that we need from our planet, from Earth. Maybe you're taking a moment to visualize our planet healthy, beautiful, and vibrant. Our society beautiful, peaceful, and wonderful as well. Or maybe you're focusing on one ecosystem or a species of animals. See that in a positive way and feel good about what you're creating in your mind and trying to manifest. And then travel upward through these roots, up through your energy core, all the way up to the crown, open up to the universe, and then drop down in your heart center again. And from here, we're coloring our intentions, our prayers, our wishes, our dedications. Forgiveness is going in all directions, to self, to others, or asking for. And if you have any gratitudes as well. And we will chant 3 Oms and 3 Shantis for peace together. Deep breath in. And letting go, trusting in the universe for guidance and help. Let's bring the palms together in front of our hearts and gently bow to honor yourself as human and divine, and to honor the divine all around us, in all living, all past, and in the whole of our creation. May our hearts know peace, and may our whole planet know peace. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and be ready to have a wonderful day. Thank you for practicing. Let's do that again soon, and I hope you feel good over the next couple of days. Also, really good work. Like, subscribe, please. Do this practice again and see if it gets easier. Good. Have a great day.